Hi, my name's Al from Loop Tackle. We're looking at Loop's 12'6", 9-weight 7X model. So to begin with, most people, certainly I would associate a 9-weight rod with either a 13.5 or a 14-foot rod. However, this 12.5-foot 9-weight is really useful in certain situations. So when you're fishing medium to small sized rivers, you might be fishing in the spring, so you're still wanting to cast heavier flies and sink tips. Combining a small rod like this with a Skagit and sink tips and big flies is a really good spring outfit. It's super good with short-headed lines, so short Scandi lines or Skagits. I found it's really good with. Here, for example, we're on the River Helmsdale, and it's not that wide a river. It's a medium sort of size river. We've got a little bit of water on today, but you know, I don't need to be fishing a 14 or a 15-foot rod. And actually, if you're fishing a 15-foot rod, you might find it be a hindrance because the line would be a little bit too long. So I like really fishing these quite short rods that are quite pokey. Today I've just got a tactical 9-weight line and a 10-foot extra fast sink tip with a bottle tube, but equally I could put on a 9-weight Skagit on this rod. It's a really short, pokey rod. I can do a lot with it. Fishing these really light rods, it's just an absolute breath of fresh air. You know, they're so easy to use, and yet they've still got the backbone to cast whatever flies and sink tips that you want to get out there. And ultimately, I've got a rod with plenty of backbone. So when I get into that 20-pound fish, I know I'm going to be able to control it and get it into the bank safely and quickly. One of the other things that's really important is if you're one of those people that fishes on unmanaged rivers, so you've got lots of overhanging trees, for example, or a lot of bankside vegetation, and you're still wanting to fish down those pools, and every time you're fishing a 14-foot rod, the rod's in the trees and you can't really fish properly, you can't make the cast that you need to. These are brilliant. They're super short, they're super pokey, you can be fishing when you're wading deep, there's lots of obstacles around you. I found it really useful for getting that fly into those awkward pockets where not everyone else can get the fly to. All in all, I'd say super good on medium small side rivers, places where there's lots of overhanging trees. If you're one of those people that feels like wielding around a 14-foot or a 15-foot rod all day is a bit tiring, then this is a really good option for you. I've really enjoyed fishing it, and there's nowhere that I can't cover with a slightly larger rod, and it's just been an absolute pleasure to fish for the last few days here. Any questions, just get in touch and we'd be happy to answer them. Tight lines for now. I'm off to go and catch the springer.